Welcome to the Big Boss Theory, a channel devoted to the music of video games. Today I'll be bringing you my top 5 best and worst boss themes. This includes any style of game, and boss themes range from a mid-boss or small boss, to a normal boss, to a final boss. So with that, let's get on to the countdown. Let's start with the top 5 best boss themes. Number 5, Marx's theme from Kirby Superstar. While the Kirby games may be a little too cute and easy for many gamers, the music of the series has often been quite superb. Credit here going to Jun Ishikawa, the composer behind pretty much every Kirby game. Kirby Superstar, the game considered by many to be the best in the series, was unique in that it was a game of many sub-games. Each sub-game acted as a chapter of the entire game as a whole. The sub-game Milky Way Wishes was the final story-based sub-game to be unlocked, and if you made it to the very end of it, you would have a final showdown with the boss Marx. It's never really been clear to me why or even if this boss was named after the well-known and controversial philosopher. Either way, this fight had one of the most mesmerizing boss themes of any game. This tune is like a music nerd's dream. The time signatures go from 5/4 to 3/8 to 13/8 to 15/8, and the tonality is constantly shifting, but manages to stay completely palatable for your everyday listener, all while managing to build like any good boss theme. I'll never know what lit the fire beneath this theme's awesomeness, but I'm eternally grateful for it. Number 4, Jet Force Gemini. This game has a remarkably polished soundtrack, and its boss theme is no exception. The time signature is in 12/8 on this one, and it makes full use of the riffing between the rhythmic grouping of 2 and 3. And the fast pace and the brass jabs would even make Stravinsky smile with glee. This tune still stands as one of the most developed pieces I've heard in any video game. You can't help but hear the attention to detail that Rare's team of composers had when they went into making this entire soundtrack. No real surprise there, as they always had a consistently high quality when it came to music. Well, at least in the 90s. The only downside to this tune? It gets reused as the final boss theme with Mizar at the end of the game. Come on, guys. No final boss theme? Number 3, Final Fantasy IV, or Colex's theme, from Super Mario RPG. So I first heard this theme as Colex's theme from Super Mario RPG, and therefore I designated this piece as both the Final Fantasy IV boss theme and Colex's theme. I know since it was originally used in Final Fantasy IV, it should probably just be that, but I feel so many people first heard it in Super Mario RPG that I wanted to give Colex some love too. This is a true classic in the JRPG realm, at least. The Nobuo Uematsu hallmarks are all there. The fast-paced backbeat, the driving pulse in the bass, the build-up in intensity. Yet, somehow I feel this early theme by the master composer sets itself apart from his other later work. And yes, I even prefer it to One Winged Angel, but that's just me. Number 2, King K. Rool's theme from Donkey Kong Country. If the opening shanty melody of this theme seems a bit odd and out of place for a final boss theme, well, that's because it is. However, as you quickly find out when listening to this cheery intro is a fake out. Yep, just like this battle gives you a false ending, it also gives you a false sense of sea shantiness. Once this battle really heats up, we hear the tune transition into a more serious and intense guitar solo / duo / whatever. What's amazing though is how this deceiving little intro helps make the latter part of the theme all the more exciting. And how good is this guitar solo / duo / whatever? Pretty darn good. See, whereas most video game composers of this time were cramming a bunch of notes into their boss themes, Dave Wise took a different route: subtlety. Just a simple 1-6-7 harmonic progression with a strong guitar lick, and poof, you got one of the most intense and memorable boss themes in any video game. So thanks, Mr. Wise, for this unforgettable little gem. Number 1, Magus' theme from Chrono Trigger. Now, this one was a really tough decision. For the number 1 spot, I felt torn between Magus' theme and the music of Lavos' second form, the one dubbed World Revolution. Hell, I even wanted to put the second boss theme from Chrono Trigger on here, but I just couldn't allow this video to become a Chrono Trigger only playlist. Ultimately, I decided on Mega's theme as it just kind of nails everything. It's got the intensity, the drama, the rhythm, the melodies. It also has this mysterious and foreboding intro that transitions perfectly into action when the battle begins. A nice touch. And the Spanish style combined with the fanfare SNES sounds worked out remarkably well in a way that only Yasunori Mitsuda could have pulled off. For me though, it's the brass melody that comes in about halfway through this piece that really makes the piece. Every time I hear this part, I can't help but think of Magus just laying waste to my entire party with his Dark Matter spell. But hey, isn't that what a good boss theme is all about? Making you remember how completely owned you got when you first fought it? So now we head to the top 5 worst boss themes. Number 5, Zelda: Link to the Past. A Zelda theme, you say, on a list of worst music themes? Blasphemy. Hear me out though. While the Zelda series has had many memorable themes, the boss themes themselves haven't always been up to par. In fact, many of them seem to be pretty underwhelming. Not all, of course. Ganon has had some pretty epic themes, and I know there's plenty of other exceptions, but many of the early boss themes just aren't that good when you go back and listen to them. This is no more apparent than in the game Zelda: Link to the Past. The piece is just really annoying, as well as incredibly repetitive. In fact, this tune made fighting a boss more of a chore than a fun challenge. I even remember an old strategy guide suggesting you turn the music off when fighting a boss in this game. Number 4, Secret of Mana. So, the beginning of the Secret of Mana boss theme is definitely one of the most annoying moments in all video game music. I can't imagine many things I would rather hear less. The good news here is that the boss theme does get better and better as it goes on, just not by a lot. I mean, yes, it meanders into standard boss music territory at times, but it never really goes anywhere that exciting, which is a shame for such a highly praised game. Really though, it's just the first 10 seconds of this piece that make me want to chuck my Super Nintendo controller through the TV. Number 3, Yoshi's Story. Now, the Yoshi Story boss theme isn't terrible per se. A bit dinky and non-threatening for a boss theme, but then again, this is Yoshi we're talking about. Not Resident Evil or even Zelda, just Yoshi. Things are supposed to be easy, harmless, and forgiving. And this game was. Perhaps a little too easy, actually. The main thing I remember about this game was watching my older brother beat it in 2 days as we wonder why the hell we didn't just rent the game and save $46. And that experience itself kind of sums up what my problem is with this theme. It's almost as if Nintendo was trolling us, taking advantage of our pre-GameSpot minds and just sticking Yoshi on the cover and knowing we'll buy it, because Yoshi. And while this disappointment wasn't on the level of something like Metroid Prime Federation Forces or, God forbid, Mario is Missing, it still felt like we had been duped. And so to me, this theme was Nintendo's way of just rubbing it in. I guess the joke was on us. Well done, Nintendo. You played us all. Number 2, Sonic. This theme is just boring. It's slow and incredibly repetitive. While the original Sonic soundtrack had some incredible tunes, this just isn't one of them. I guess it was trying to be epic or something, it just doesn't work. And no, this isn't just me, a Nintendo kid, knocking on a classic Sega game. This tune is just completely forgettable. Nothing in this theme makes me want to fight a boss ever. Number 1, Blue Dragon. Movies based off video games rarely ever succeed. Mario Brothers, Street Fighter, Double Dragon, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This game didn't inspire a terrible movie, but it did attempt a similarly risky move. Live vocals in a video game theme. Like films inspired by video games, live vocals in a video game are often just painful to endure. This is no more apparent than the boss theme to the Blue Dragon series that plays for every single boss fight. You would think if the legendary composer Nobuo Uematsu teamed up with the vocalist from the classic rock band Deep Purple, amazing things would happen, right? Wrong. Nasally vocals combined with a forced and outdated hair metal style make this theme the most atrocious boss theme on this list. So there's my list. What are some of your favorite and least favorite boss themes? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching The Big Boss Theory. I'll see you all next time.